What's going on, y'all? So listen, okay. I hope everybody is having a good time. So first of all, it's the start of the week, a new week. Baby, I don't know what's going on because they said it's supposed to be snowing or whatever, but then it said it's just gonna be raining. Cause I looked at that app yesterday and I said, bitch, why is it supposed to be snowing damn near all day? What the fuck is going on? I thought spring was here, girl. But it said just raining. So far, it's just a little gloomy. You know, a little sprinkling here and there. But other than that, it's been cool. But I wanted to get on here and give y'all this afternoon delight because this question was in my inbox and I did not want to miss it because mama is having an issue. Girl, the topic is cheating on an ex because she wasn't fucking her for 8 months, but yet she was doing her. Meaning like, I'm not getting pleasured, but I'm pleasuring you. Now, see, baby girl, that's where you went wrong, okay? That's where you went wrong because in a relationship, unless something is wrong, okay, this is a give and receive type of thing. It's 50-50. It's a two-way street. It's not just one, okay? Unless that's the thing that y'all got, you know, you're not supposed to get your kicks off. She's supposed to only be the one to get their kicks off, whatever. No. And then you said this was going on for 8 months. 8 months. How are you in a relationship with somebody? And see, this, a lot of these questions and a lot of these situations comes down to communication, all right? And that's whether it's heterosexual, that's whether it's lesbian, that's whether it's gay, pansexual, whatever type of relationship you have, or whoever you is with, communication, okay? And that was the main thing that she said was going on within her relationship with her ex. They were not communicating. How is it that you are in a relationship with somebody and you don't tell them the reason why you don't want to have sex with them, but yet you want them to pleasure you? And this goes on for 8 months. I just want to know how long y'all was together, okay? Because baby, that's a big chunk of the relationship. If this was going on for 8 months and you ain't say shit, girl, first of all, I blame you too, because I would have opened up my damn mouth. Now, I don't want to say that you had anything to do with it, but still, you let it go on for 8 months. And instead of opening up your mouth and saying, girl, what's going on? Now, see, I don't know if you said that because you didn't put that in the message, but I'm just going to go off of that you probably didn't because you resorted to cheating, okay? And my whole thing is this. If you feel like you need to cheat on somebody, just break up with them. Just break up with them. You know, if you cannot communicate thoroughly and clearly and maturely how you feeling and what's going on with you in your head, within the relationship, what you're lacking, what you're needing, if you can't communicate that, you don't need to be in a relationship with that person or with anybody until you're able to do that with people, you know, in general. But you know, you say the girl was bisexual and you feel as though she was a fake bisexual. Okay, she probably a hobosexual. Ain't that hobo like, you know, you just need a place to stay or something like that? Girl, whatever. Either way, when the fact that you brought the bisexuality up into it, what you got was a pillow princess. That's what it sounded like. And it sounded like the Mimi and Ty situation, okay? You know, she's not going to please you, but you can please her. And like I said, you should have opened up your mouth and you should have said something. Obviously, it took you to 8 months to say something because y'all now broken up. She's your ex, but you let this go on way longer than it needed to. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, like I said in another video, I want to be attentive. I want you to be attentive to me. I want to please you. You please me. We doing this whole thing. Unless we put down some ground rules as to what it is that I like and what it is that I don't like and, you know, what you like and don't like. Do not go all this time, you know, without me getting my kicks off. And that is the reason why people cheat, because sometimes they're not sexually satisfied, but any other area is great, but yet the sex is not great. And it makes me feel like, what was old girl doing too? Like, was she just doing you as well? You know, or did she have somebody else that was, you know, doing other things, or that she was doing other things with? Or is she really just that type of person that, you know, she never gives, she just receives? And if that's the case, she should have said something about that in the beginning, okay, instead of wasting your time. 8 months is a long time, okay, to be with somebody and to not be feeling any type of pleasure from yourself, you know, besides yourself. but yet you're doing it to somebody else. Girl, what? I'm sitting here like, am I reading this correctly? 8 months? Baby, I would have broke up with her. I would have broke up with her. There would have been no hope. You know, we would have had to talk about it. Before I broke up with her, I would have had to talk. You know, like a week can go by, 2 weeks can go by. But when it gets to that month, I'd be like, okay, now what's going on? Now what's going on? I see, I'm waiting it out to see if something is changing, because I know as women, you know, our bodies go through things and hormone levels change or whatever, you know, feelings change. I mean, that's where everybody though, their feelings could change. But again, we have to talk about this. We have to communicate. We have to, you know, get down to the bottom of what's going on. And like I said, this shit was going on for 8 months, baby. Will I say that I'm mad at, yes, you're wrong for cheating, because you're in a relationship, you was committed to this person, and you went outside of the relationship. Now, you didn't give me no details about this other person that you was with, your ex that you was with, if she had any other dealings with anybody. Did she cheat on you, or, you know, was there a possibility of cheating? Did you probably think that was going on or whatever? But at the same time, if you want to be technical about it, because you was in a relationship that was your girlfriend, and then you went outside that relationship and you got your kicks from somebody else because you wasn't getting it from her, yes, you were wrong for cheating. You were wrong for cheating. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to hold you so, be like, you fucked up for it, because I understand the situation. Where you went wrong at, like I said, is you let it go on too long. Okay? If y'all couldn't come to a conclusion as to the reason why this was happening, then you should have broke up with her. You should have addressed it way earlier than 8 months. You shouldn't have let it go on that long, because ain't no way in hell. Shit like that would have made me start thinking that some other stuff is going on, okay, with that person. And if I go ahead and fuck somebody else, you know, I would feel justified, because baby, you ain't doing it. But then, you know, it still wouldn't be right. It still wouldn't be right, because technically speaking, you still cheated. But we understand the reasoning, but at the same time, you still should have broke up with the girl. You still should have broke up with the girl way sooner if there could not be no conclusion, or I should say no solution to what was going on. And we got to be careful. Because honestly, I don't feel like you was with a bisexual woman. You're not with a bisexual woman. You was with a straight woman that just so happened to like you for that moment. That's what it was. Because even bisexuals, and I know bisexual people in general get a bad rep, okay? They get a bad rep, especially the women, because, you know, a lot of us in the lesbian community, or I should say just the lesbians, well, some, they feel like, you know, are you really, if you're bisexual, are you really in a relationship with me because you really want to be with me and you really like women, and it's not for a different reason because this man didn't effed you over or whatever, or, you know, we want to feel as though that you're not going to cheat on us with another man, with a man, you know. It's one thing to cheat on us with a woman, okay? Yeah, we can handle that. But then to find out that you cheated on us with a man, that'd make us feel a little bit, I would think that it'd make some of us feel insecure about, damn, so I wasn't good enough, so you had to go back to, you know, the heterosexual life, you know, the heterosexual side of you. But, you know, it's an ego thing. It's a pride thing. It's all of that. You know what I'm saying? But, and that's why a lot of lesbians say that they don't like dealing with bisexuals. I do feel like bisexual women especially get a bad rep. I feel for bisexual men because we live in such a homophobic society where, you know, women don't want to date a bisexual man. I don't understand it, because most of y'all niggas is bisexual, and that's not telling y'all because they on the DL, but that's another story for another day. But, preference, you know, y'all want to say preference, and that teeters on a thin line, because, you know, people can be like, oh, y'all just being biphobic, and, you know, you using the excuse of this is my preference, and I can't really explain it. Like, sometimes I see it as depending on how people react to it, and if they're like so fucking negative to it, and and just disgusting with it, then I can say clearly that that's biphobic. But sometimes it really is just a preference. But at the end of the day, some of the reasons why lesbians don't want to get with a bisexual woman is the same reasons why straight women don't want to be with a bisexual man. It's kind of fucked up. When you think about it, it's fucked up. We have that fear that with being with a bisexual woman, she's going to go back to a man. We have that fear, I guess, with heterosexual women. It's like, are you going to go with a man, and the thought of them being with a man, and I guess it can be rooted in homophobia for some, okay? If you have an issue with a man being with a man and then you sleeping with him or whatever, and I'm like, if that person is with you, that person is with you, so that's not nothing that you should worry about. But it's going to always be in the back of their mind that, what if they step out on me? Is it going to be with a man or it's going to be with a woman? Or am I not enough that they had to, if they break up, that they go to a man or whatever? And you have to understand the words of bisexuality. Bisexuality means they're attracted to both genders, or both genders at this point, man or woman. And they like what they like, and if you can't handle it, you don't have to be negative about it. But what I can't stand is these straight women, especially these straight, baby, we can get on the DL. Because if we want to talk about DL men, who basically, they're afraid to come out. They're afraid to come out and be their true selves because, some of them may like women at the same time, and they're afraid to say that they're bisexual. Some of them are afraid to say that they're gay because of what society is actually going to say about them and how people are going to perceive them or whatever, and they're not comfortable enough to live their truth. And then you have some DL women that do the same damn things. But then you got those DL women, you got those straight women that be like, let me fuck around with this girl or whatever just to fuck around with her. And then you get them to fall in love with you, knowing damn well you're not in it for a long haul. You're not in it for a relationship like that. You're not in it for, any seriousness, but you play them. And I've seen that happen. And it just bothers me sometimes to see a lot of, I don't know what it is about mass women. And I probably mentioned this before, masculine women that are lesbians, like studs or, hardcore studs, soft studs, whatever, stems, whatever, going after straight women. Like, some of them make it their duty. That's their goal. They only fuck around with straight women. They get straight women to fall for them or whatever. And I just don't understand that. I do not understand that at all. When you got, and then be wondering why this issue is happening, and you wondering if, y'all break up or y'all get into an argument, and she's not speaking to you for right now. She's probably out there fucking around with a dude or whatever. Well, that's what happens when you fuck around with a straight woman. Why don't you get with a lesbian? You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want and you don't want to have to worry about that, get you with a lesbian. You are a lesbian. Why don't you get with a lesbian? Okay? Stop fucking around with these straight women who don't really... I feel like straight women who do that, some of them don't know what they want. And some of them just, just fucking around just to be fucking around. And they just like to play games. No offense, okay? And some of them, you have people that literally are not gay, not bisexual, whatever, but they just so happen to genuinely and authentically and truly fall in love with somebody of the same sex. And that doesn't mean that if they were to break up with that person of the same sex, that they were going to be with somebody else of the same sex. They'll probably go back to, being with back in the heterosexual lifestyle, because they just so happen to have that one person. They were only attracted to that one person, And that's understandable, but, like I said, masculine women, studs and shit that be seeking out straight women, I just don't understand that logic. Now, let me tell you something about me. Because I did put up a video about somebody that, I had a little thing for, a little crush on or whatever, and she was a straight woman. Now, that situation, I didn't seek that out. I've always said, I would never fuck around with a straight woman like that. You know what I'm saying? I would never, if I do fuck around with them, it's just going to be a fuck around with. I'd never fall for them or whatever. But anyway, I, it's complicated. I, it's complicated. Like, 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 I, We're friends. At this point, we're friends. Friends who flirt a lot. So there's that. And honestly, I feel as though once like, oh my God. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, cause y'all can read between the lines. Cause it's gonna grow. Anyway, moving on. Girl, you wrong for cheating, but I understand. You should have broke up earlier. Y'all put it up in the comments like, bitch, don't y'all talk to people before y'all do? Listen, I just don't understand. Why y'all don't communicate, girl? Communication goes a long fucking way. I swear to God, it will, it will cut down on so many issues. So many issues if y'all just have good communications. And I know people don't always be the best at things, but you have to work at it. You have to work at it. Practice make perfect. In some cases, you know what I'm saying? Some of all of that little heartache or whatever, some things that y'all be having could be purely avoided if we just talk it out first, put our feelings out there, listen to one another, and then be like, so what can we do? Because I'm the type of person that if I feel like something is going on, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who feel like they can't talk to me. I can't deal with that, because then that's gonna make me feel away like, damn, what is it about me that you feel like you can't come to me and talk to me and tell you your feelings or whatever? But you also have to understand, with a person like me, I will tell you the truth. And sometimes I do come off a little bit nonchalant when I don't give a damn, when I feel like you saying some stupid shit or whatever. And sometimes I probably will say that. So that's something that I know that I have to work on, not being as blunt as I can be. But sometimes we just need the fucking truth, okay? Like, why are you feeling that way? So maybe I do come off a little bit intimidating, and that could make a person not want to talk. But if you're scared to talk to a person in a relationship, I don't think you need to be in that relationship with that person. You should never be fearful to tell your partner what's going on with you or how you feeling about a certain aspect of what's happening within your relationship, because how do you fix the problem if you don't speak about it? Baby, I'm up here being Dr. Miller up in this bitch. Like, come on. Iyanla, I could take your job, bitch. Okay, since you gone, let me fix these people's lives while I'm sitting here with my shit up in shambles. Oh my God, y'all. I like doing these videos. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, okay? And give Miss Girlie some advice or whatever. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.